We are back. Welcome back to day 122 of Vibe Coding an App until I make $1 million. Current revenue is over $36,000. And today we are going to be working on the BridgeMind Suite of products. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be grinding. And I've got a big announcement to make. We have officially rescheduled the BridgeMind Vibeathon. It will stem from February 1st to February 14th with a $5,000 prize pool that will go to 3 winners. First place will get $2,500, second place will get $1,500, and third place will get $1,500. The top winners will be invited to the BridgeMind live stream to demo their projects, discuss the future of agentic development, and share their stories. Let's go. Let's get the chill music on and let's start grinding, guys. I have something written up on the board today. Keep moving forward. I think that what's interesting about this journey is that you guys get to see the wins, you guys get to see the losses, you guys get to see everything, right? So there's ups, there's downs, there's uncertainty, there's certainty. You guys get to see it all, and I think that that's part of the mission, right? Is that you guys get to see this entire experience. You get to be along with me for the ride. And at the end of the day, we are focused on our mission and we are focused on accomplishing our goal. And we're going to continue moving forward. So with that being said, today we have an exciting one. Let's talk a little bit about the goals for today. And now I'm gonna pull up the chat. What's up, guys? How's it going? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's go. All right, so let's pull this up and take a look. So day 122, announced the Vibeathon. We just did that. Number 2. All right, guys, every like equals +1 push-up. You guys know the drill. We've done this before. I'll put up a poll here in a second, but I'm gonna be doing a push-up for every like that we get today. The second goal on the list is that we are going to be working with an interesting agentic workflow that I'm going to show you guys. It's basically where you can use open graph images in order to, you can use agents to be able to create open graph images. So I just want to show this to you guys. So let me go over to this here. And for example, this announcement here, if you see this, you'll see that there's no open graph image in BridgeMind. So we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to get this working correctly. So let's put that up here. All right, BridgeMind Open Graph. That's going to be important because we want to make it so that, hey, when we post, we'll be able to have that there. You can see we have 14,500 followers on X now, so that's important now. So the next thing that we're going to get into is Bridge Chat. So as you guys know, Bridge Chat is our voice-to-text tool. And when I say Bridge Chat integrated, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that we need to get Bridge Chat fully integrated into the BridgeMind ecosystem. So what we're gonna have here is, if we go here, I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. So check this out. So inside of BridgeMind, in pricing, you'll see that we have this, free and then pro, right? Well, with pro, what we're gonna have is, for that $20 a month, it's not just gonna be one particular product. You're going to have access to the entire suite of BridgeMind products with that subscription. So that's going to include the BridgeMind IDE, which is right here. This is this app. So for example, I can create new workspaces. Let's just do a test workspace. And let's open this up. We can CD into our desktop, CD into BridgeMind, and then, for example, we can launch BridgeCode, right? So BridgeCode is in the ecosystem. BridgeCode is going to be open source. It's a fork of OpenCode that we've built on top of. As you can see here, we have multiple different modes that you can work in. One mode would be the Bridge MCP mode. That's a way that you can actually work natively with the BridgeMind MCP without having to like add in additional prompting. It'll just work with it natively, right? So very important. We're going to be working on that. But with Bridge Chat, we want to make sure that we actually integrate that into the ecosystem, okay? So that's super important. So with that being said, let's lower the desk down and I'll kind of get into this. I'm going to do a couple things on my end to get the stream started. But yeah, so let me put this poll up and then I'll move things around a little bit. But today's going to be a good one. Like I said, we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep showing up, keep on grinding. And let's go, guys. Let's go. All right, every like equals +1 push-up. Also, if you guys want to join our Discord, I'm going to link the Discord in the chat. And here's an interesting part about building in public in general. And we actually talked about this on stream yesterday. And if you guys missed the stream yesterday, I think you missed a pretty big one. Is that when you're doing build in public, you are going to have crypto exposure. And the thing about crypto is that when people talk about crypto, there's so much negative connotations that come into crypto. And here's the thing is that from like very early on in this journey, I knew that BridgeMind would be involved in some way, shape, or form in the crypto industry. And because of that exposure, like for example, we're going to be creating the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency later on this year. And we're going to use some of these tools to actually do that. So we need to enter the crypto space in an intelligent way and in a way that emphasizes trust and credibility. So what's interesting is that, hey, with this mission, the revenue is jumping because we have now entered the crypto industry in a way, right? So that is to answer all of your guys' question about the revenue jumping is that, hey, not only are we building apps, we're also entering the crypto industry and we're doing it in an intelligent way that emphasizes trust and credibility because later on this year, we are going to be building the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency called BridgeCoin. And this is a step towards that, right? So we have revenue that has jumped. This is going to allow us to be able to fund different initiatives like the Vibeathon where we can now offer $5,000 to winners. But let's go. All right, I hear you, brother Codes. All right, so let's dive into this. Let's pull up our warp instances, and the first thing that I want to knock out is this open graph, and I actually want to show you guys something pretty interesting here. So there's a way of managing open graph images where you can fully automate the process of creating open graph images, and I want to show this to you guys. So check this out. So I'm gonna move this here. I'm gonna put this up here on the stream. So if I list out my MCPs, right? Let's do manage MCP servers in Claude. So you can see that we have local MCPs, we have built-in MCPs, we have some user MCPs. There's one MCP that in particular I want to connect, okay? And it's called the Sharp Image MCP. And there's a so in the context of us being able to do these open graph images, which is this goal here, what we can do is that instead of us having to like create in Canva open graph images, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create an agentic workflow where we're gonna have Sharp MCP, okay? And this MCP here, this can basically like edit crop images, okay? So this is very useful when you're creating open graph images because for those of you that don't know what open graph images are, they're very important for like SEO and marketing because whenever you post anything on X or social media in general, this is your open graph image, right? And right now BridgeMind doesn't actually have any. So we wanna make sure that we get that updated so that is there. So let's see here. So we have Sharp MCP and we're gonna connect this with Playwright, okay? So we also have the Playwright MCP. Was it Playwright? All right, so we're gonna connect this to the Playwright and then that will give us our open graph image, okay? So that's the plan here is that you're connecting those two things. All right. All right, so let's go here. And let's actually get this installed. So let's pull up Warp and I want you to tell me how could I connect Sharp Image MCP and Playwright MCP to Claude code. And I'm using Bridge Chat for that command there. All right. All right, let's. I'm gonna pin the Discord. Did I already pin the Discord in the chat? I don't think I did. Yeah, the music is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, so if you guys haven't already joined the BridgeMind Discord community, I highly recommend that you do. This is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet right now. But let's see this. So this is how we do Playwright, and then this is how we do Sharp. I thought I already had these connected. Can we go to these here? Claude and Chrome. I want you to connect the Sharp image MCP for me and the Playwright MCP for me to Claude. Okay. All right. Also, guys, we've got, what is it? We've got 223 people watching, only 47 likes. So if you haven't already liked the video, make sure you do so. I'm going to be doing a push-up for every like that we get on the stream. Let me put this up here. All right, there we go. All right, every like equals +1 push-up. Let's go. Let's go. I think last time we get like 1,000. Let's get it. You guys know the drill. All right, we got like 50, so let's drop a 50 bomb real quick. All right, so this is gonna get the Sharp MCP. That one's really important. And then for BridgeMind UI, I want you to review the BridgeMind UI and investigate an issue that users have reported with scrolling. There have been a lot of user reports about issues with them not being able to scroll on the website. Would you review this in depth and try and diagnose and pinpoint this error and this bug? All right, so we're gonna see if we can pinpoint this. Also, if you guys didn't know, UltraThink, I got so used to typing in UltraThink, but UltraThink is like no longer a thing, which is very surprising. Launch 2 sub-agents that will help complete this task together. Not watch, launch. All right, let's go. All right, let's hit some push-ups, guys. Let's drop a 50 bomb. Let's go. All right, let's go, chat. 50 bomb. All right, so we're at 50. All right, so let's also launch an agent that's going to take a look at that bridge chat issue that we had, which it's actually not an issue. We just need to figure out how to now integrate that into the fold. So let me pull up Cursor real quick, and I'll show you guys how this works. All right, let me pull this up. Just make sure there's no EMVs being shared. All right, cool. All right, we are good. All right, so let's go here. So what I want to draw your guys' attention to is we have bridge chat. Where is it? It's right here. So bridge chat is now brought into the fold. So let's clear this. Is Cursor not working right now? There an issue with this? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's drop this in. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop in the API, and then we're also gonna drop in the Electron app. I need you to review these 3 repos, and I need you to particularly help me in planning out a plan so that we make it so that Bridge Chat Desktop will integrate with the BridgeMind API for auth and be able to be auth guarded and have a sign-in flow for Bridge Chat. For example, first off, right now, when users are using Bridge Chat, the only way to open up the dashboard is to right-click over the fixed icon. We need to fix that so that by default, when somebody opens up Bridge Chat, it actually launches the application. And we want to make sure that in this application, users can, manage their subscription. It'll be auth-guarded so that they have to sign in to be able to use Bridge Chat. But I want you to look at how the BridgeMind Electron app does this and how it works, and then update Bridge Chat Desktop in a similar way so that it does connect to the BridgeMind API. Make sure you create a .env example file so that I can know what EMVs are going to be needed and used in the application. Create a structured plan for this. Okay, and I'm using Bridge Chat for this voice to text now, so it's working very well. We're gonna do plan on this, and we'll let that plan. I have noticed that Cursor has gotten better at plan mode, so I think that's pretty good. Am I preferring Gemini 3 over Claude Code? I'm not, but the thing is that like in the terms of the context window, it is a factor, right? You literally have a context window in Gemini 3 Pro that is like over 1 million, right? And you compare that to Opus 4.5, which is only 200,000, and like that's a big thing to deal with. Hey, whenever you're doing that, it's like, okay, you're dealing with a large amount of code at this point, and that's why, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Elon was like hyping up, what was he hyping up? He was hyping up, let's go Elon Musk. He said that AGI is going to get reached this year, which he always hypes things up, but where was it? I know I saw a post from him. Here, let's do AGI. Fine, I don't even know that he said it. He said that AGI is going to get reached in 2026, which is very interesting. Okay, somebody said, why can't I scroll on the BridgeMind website? Every page is unscrollable unless you focus on the nav bar. Okay, so shout out to this person. Shout out to Detective Agent because, yes, that's actually the issue that we're having now. So this is what it found. You can see that BridgeMind scrolling bug. This is actually an issue that we're working on right now. Yes, I want you to implement these fixes. So for that person in chat, Detective Agent, make sure that you help me because I'm about to push this update and it should fix this scrolling bug. We'll see, but we're about to push this update. Now, revenue is at 36,000. And here's the thing is it's like, I think when people talk about, just, hey, business in general, there's so much more when you're running a company that you need to be able to, keep your eye out for opportunities that come. And, there is going to be a strategic pivot for BridgeMind in the crypto space. There's going to be a strategic pivot into the agentic organizational space. There's going to be a strategic pivot into the vibe coding arena. There's going to be a strategic pivot into, obviously with ViewCreator, it's like, hey, for 100 days, or what was it? Yeah, I guess it was like probably, 90 days we were building just focused on ViewCreator. And speaking of ViewCreator, let's actually use it real quick because I used it this morning to create my thumbnail for MiniMax M2.1, so you can see it here, MiniMax M2.1. This was the thumbnail that I used for that video. If you haven't seen that video already, make sure you go check it out. It was a pretty good one. I think that MiniMax M2.1 is actually pretty good for cost. It's like really good on cost, so definitely something to consider there. But let's actually go over to this YouTube page here and let's go to Video Manager. And what I can do here is I can literally just suggest tags and then I can make sure that I put this video in the correct, so there's the tags that are with it, and then I'm gonna make sure that I put this in the correct category, and then I'm gonna make sure I put it in the correct playlist. And what ViewCreator allows me to do is it gives me access to creator tools that integrate AI in a meaningful way. I can also do clipping. So let's go over to the clipping agent, and with this most recent video that we actually made, what we're gonna be able to do is we're actually going to be able to clip that video. So let's go to my channel, and let's go to videos, and let's grab this MiniMax video. So if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend that you go check it out. Let's see this, and let's drop this in. And we're gonna be able to generate shorts and then mediums. We're gonna do all, honestly, shorts are sometimes good, mediums are decent as well, but let's do all of it. We're gonna do vertical, create clips with this, and then we're gonna go to generate clips, and we'll come back to this. And so the job is now queued, it's processing, and that'll take about 10 minutes to clip, but it works very well, and it helps me generate about 50,000 views every 24 to 48 hours. So it's a very good tool that we built, and I'm happy that we built it. Yeah, we got a lot of mentions on X, yeah. Okay. Okay, I now want you to push all of the changes to the dev branch and the master branch. Okay, so this should fix that scrolling issue that you guys were having. So for those of you that were having those issues, this should push in about like the next 5 to 10 minutes. So as soon as it's done, make sure that you go, like, just as a favor, like if you guys could go check that out and make sure that that is updated correctly, that would be just like a huge help. So thank you guys. And for those of you that reported that issue, I really appreciate you. Okay, so we'll need to restart our Claude code session, but this is back to this open graph issue that we had, okay? So open graph here, we need to connect the Sharp MCP and we need to connect the Playwright MCP. And the reason that we're doing this is because we can actually create a very interesting, let's just call it interesting, but it's an agentic workflow, because rather than creating like open graph images inside of Canva and then, you know, putting them in manually, which would take hours with a site of this size, instead, what we're doing is we're automating that with MCP servers. And I think MCPs are an incredibly useful tool. But what we're going to want to do now is we're actually going to want to reset Claude Code in this instance here. We're going to relaunch it, and then we're going to just make sure that we actually do have access to those MCPs. So here's Playwright and here's Sharp. And what I'm going to show you guys now is what we're going to do is we're going to send out the Playwright instance, and we're going to say, I want you to go screenshot like the hero section of the page. And then I want you to then use Sharp MCP to be able to format the dimensions of it correctly, so that it's going to be the correct MCP size or open graph size. So let's add BridgeMind UI, and I'll kind of walk you guys through how this works. I want you to review the BridgeMind UI. Right now, we do not have open graph images set. I want you to search the internet and find out what the best practices are for open graph images. For example, what are the best size dimensions? And for our application, where would be the best folder to place open graph images so that we could come up with a meaningful way of managing them? All right. All right, so this is going right now. All right, I'm gonna repost this on X as well. It's kind of cool. We now have a very large X following. So if you guys are watching, haven't already liked, subscribed, or joined the Discord, make sure you do so. BridgeMind is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet right now. Let's go. All right, let's go. All right, so this is now pushed. So for those of you that did report that scrolling issue, make sure you check in about 5 minutes and it should be fixed. Alright, sorry, that's my dog. Titan over here. Titan over here. Come here. This is Big T. Sorry about that. Big T. He's all paranoid. Big T, what's good? Alright, let's go. All right, the changes are now available. Okay, so open graph images. Let's see what this one came back with. So open graph images, so you can see that OG image here. Here are the best. Perfect. Okay, I now need your help in creating open graph images for all of the pages on my website. But I need you to use the Sharp MCP and the Playwright MCP to do this. You need to do a workflow where, for example, you use Playwright to be able to go to every page on the site and take a screenshot of the top part, like the first thing that you see of that page, for example, the hero section. And then I want you to use the Sharp MCP to be able to crop that with the best practice dimensions that you have found here. Name the file with best practices, and then update the pages to be able to use that particular Open Graph image. I need you to review this in depth, launch 3 sub-agents to help in this process, and generate a structured plan for how we will do this on every single page of the website. All right, so we're gonna launch 3 sub-agents, and that's going to be able to create a workflow where we're going to be able to do that. Somebody just asked, how do I find ideas? Here's the thing, and it's like, hey, with ideas, I think that people have this, like, kind of the wrong perception that you need to have, like, the idea of the next Facebook to do anything. But really, my perspective on it is that you just need to be in the arena. You know, this has been on my wall since I was like 16, 17 years old. And, you know, the big thing about it is that you just have to show up. You have to be in the arena. And if you don't know what that quote is, the man in the arena, definitely go look it up on Google, because I believe in it wholeheartedly. That, hey, if you just show up and you're involved, you're in the arena, and you're moving forward every day, you're going to make progress, and the answers, the ideas are going to come, right? They're going to present themselves. I think that opportunities present themselves while you're in the arena. So, you know, there are going to be ups and downs, but if you just continue to move forward, you continue to show up, and you continue to make progress, you are going to figure out those answers as the time comes. So, I would just say, hey, in terms of how do you come up with ideas, I would say just come up with something that you're interested in or passionate about, and the answers will come as long as you're in the arena. Okay, so somebody in the chat asked, have you ever hit your 20x max plan weekly limit? I don't hit it often. This week, you know, I'm at 25%, you know, so it's really not that much. I think that with a 20x plan, what really makes you max that out is if you're using like a ton of sub-agents. So right now we're using sub-agents, and I think that, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. All right, somebody said to turn down the music just a little bit. I'll do that. All right, just turn down the music just a little bit. Okay, so the other thing that we need to work on is integrating Bridge Chat. So which one was actually working on that? It wasn't this one. Oh, it was that cursor agent. So here's the plan that it came up with. Here's the structure. And shout out to Cursor, because they do a good job with this. Their plans are, I mean, I would say that the biggest benefit of Cursor is that, hey, you get a better user interface than you do with like CLI tools, right? So if you're using like Claude Code, it's just going to be a little bit of a different experience. Like here, I have a user interface, which is beautiful. So we're going to build that plan, which is going to build out that. Also, just to kind of re-announce it, I already announced it at the start of the stream, but we do have the BridgeMind Vibeathon that is going to be from February 1st to February 14th. Here's the information on the Vibeathon. There's $5,000 in total prizes if you're interested in joining. I think that submissions are going to open like on February 1st, but this is the information, everything that you need to know about it. You guys can go to bridgemind.ai and then just go to enter Vibeathon at the top to find information on that. But definitely very excited for that. It's gonna be a really cool event that we're gonna have. If you have any questions, make sure you join the Discord. Let's see how this agent works here. Okay, and then here's Bridge Chat. So Bridge Chat works well. All right, guys, we're at 139 push-ups. Let's knock out some push-ups. I actually did 25 at the start of the stream, so I am at 75 total for the day. But let's drop a 50 bomb. Let's go. All right, 50 bomb. Let's go, chat. Okay, so here is what it's coming up with. So this is the off guard. Okay, so this is the work that Cursor's doing. All right, up to 125 push-ups. We are at 144 likes, so I'm only a couple behind you. All right, let's sit down for a minute and lock in. Okay, also, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay, so we now have a different look here for Bridge Chat. I need to fix like a couple things. Okay. Yeah, so everybody's asking about revenue. I covered this on yesterday's stream, so I'll just cover it briefly. Because we're built in public, okay, because the company's built in public, it has incredible amounts of crypto exposure. So BridgeMind is going to enter the crypto industry in a credible and trustworthy way. It's my goal that we're going to build the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency, and we're going to pursue that later on this year after we launch our suite of vibe coding tools, okay? So right now we're working on Bridge Chat, Bridge MCP, BridgeCode. We're also working on the BridgeMind IDE, and we're going to be moving to launch this entire suite of products in February of 2026, okay? And after that, we're going to be able to, because the nature of building in public, you're going to have that crypto exposure, and for the investors that I've talked to, they want the crypto exposure. So we need to do it in a credible way, but, you know, in terms of, you know, we got the levels shout out, we got shout outs from multiple people, not just levels, and a bunch of people were creating scam tokens, and a bunch of people were creating a bunch of tokens. So what we did is, hey, we know we're going to have that exposure. So all we did is we launched an official token so that, hey, if people want to do crypto right now, they can do that token so that there's no more scams, there's no more distractions. But we do want to step into the crypto industry in an intelligent, incredible way, because we are going to build the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency, and we are going to step into crypto. And I think that with crypto, like a lot of people, it's like, hey, when you step into crypto, everybody is like very quick to be like scam, whatever. But if you guys watched the stream yesterday, I literally burned over $100,000 worth of tokens. You know, we had this coin, and we do get 1% of the fees from the coin. So what's good is that, hey, that can go towards things like funding our Vibeathon, you know, a $5,000 prize pool. You know, we're able to finance that because of the funds generated from the fees from the coin, right? But for example, hey, that is not the end goal, right? I'm not in this to like get rich quick, so to speak, or scam people, because if you guys saw the stream, I'll probably figure out how to clip it so that I can really, like, you know, have that clip. But I had 20% of the supply. At one point, it was worth over $250,000, and I decided to burn the entire supply that I had. It was, at the time that I burned it, it was worth $105,000, and that's basically a testament of me saying, hey, you know, we're not in this to, like, money is not the mission. Money is a scoreboard of the mission, but money is not the mission. And I think that, hey, as we've navigated this whole situation, it's like, you know, when you're building in public, you are going to have that crypto exposure, and we do want to have the crypto exposure because the investors that I've spoken to, they do want the crypto exposure long term, because building in public, you're going to have that exposure. So, you know, this doesn't change anything, but as you guys can see, like, hey, being involved in crypto, it drives the revenue significantly. So I think that we're going to help pioneer this build in public industry. We're going to help pioneer the crypto industry because we're going to do it differently. And you guys will see that play out over time. But, you know, I think that for those of you that saw the stream yesterday, I mean, yeah, literally I burned, you know, $105,000. It's not about the money, it's about the mission. So I'm looking forward to building the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency, and we're actually going to build that crypto on the backs of the BridgeMind suite of vibe coding tools. So I think it's going to be really interesting next couple of months for sure. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed and want to be around for that mission and that long-term vision, make sure you do so. Great work. I now want you to complete the to-do list. Oh wait, well now I have to sign in. So there's a couple changes. So I'm actually going to relaunch Whisperflow because as we're making these changes, this is going to be affected. So let's go here. Let's open back up Whisperflow. Great work. I now want you to complete the to-do list. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Is it's like, you know, with anything related to crypto, people jump so quickly to like scams. But I mean, guys, you can literally go on the stream. I burned the entire supply that I had. Like, you know, and that's the thing is that, like, that's what it is, right? And I was actually talking to somebody yesterday that gave me a really good perspective. You know, they said, hey, you know, what are, you know, like, I just think that there's a lot of backlash with anything crypto related, which I think that there should be something said about this. And here's that agentic workflow actually going. Let's see where it's going to about blank. Let's see here. Is it going to, okay, there, perfect. So you guys can see now it's doing it. So it is setting it in that, so this is an agentic workflow using Playwright and Sharp. So you can see that that's working as intended. Let's open up our cursor window to see how that's working. It looks like this is now done. I need you to reposition this to make sure that the sign-in is not on. Like, I need to figure out the icon here where the icon will only display once the user has actually signed in with BridgeChat in the app. Review and update this so this sign-in is not just on the user's computer. So, you know, I think that we're going to help pioneer this industry because it's like, yeah, I mean, anytime that people talk about crypto, it immediately is thought of as a scam. And, you know, I've been very genuine, very transparent for 122 days. And I think that there's something that can be said, and I already talked about this yesterday, so I don't want to repeat myself, but there is something to be said about the fact that, hey, I've been doing this for over 120 days. Crypto gets involved and there's a massive amount of backlash or a massive amount of people saying scam, scam, scam. But the thing is, I literally burned over $100,000 on the stream yesterday. I think that should say something. If you guys don't see that, then I'm sorry, I can't control you know, what other people are saying or thinking. But I hope that, you know, it does come through for the people that are listening, that do hear me, that do have gotten to know me, is that, hey, this comes from a place of just being genuine and transparent of the fact that, hey, we're going to be in the crypto industry. That's what some of the investors that I'm talking about want. I think that it is an asset of BridgeMind as a company because it's built in public. So there's a lot of different aspects there, but ultimately crypto is going to be an asset for this business, and it's not going to change any part of the mission. It's actually going to be, I think, an interesting part of the mission for people to see because, you know, hey, cryptocurrency, like blockchain in general, you know, it was one of the things that when I looked up as, you know, when I was early in college of, hey, this is something that is going to be a part of the future is blockchain technology. And I even think that you could have something where, let's say that you have AI agents that eventually do become like much more hands off, right? Where agents actually need to pay other agents in order to do work. I think that there is potentially utility in blockchain in that instance because the agents will have a protocol to be able to pay one another. Just kind of interesting to think about what things will look like. But I think that blockchain technology will most likely integrate with AI in one way or another. Alright, so that's now removed, so now we open BridgeChat. Make sure that the sign-in page for BridgeChat integrates the light mode and dark mode correctly. Right now it does not. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so here's the sign in. Light mode and dark mode integrated. Perfect. All right, so is this gonna launch that? Okay, it said failed to connect to login server. All right, we're up to 179 push-ups. We're gonna have to do some more here in a minute. All right. All right, so let's see how these open graph images are doing. So you guys can see that this agent here is working. And what it's doing is it's creating these open graph images, okay? So check this out. So here's a crypto page, here's a contact page, here's a blog page, here's an about page, and you could say that, some of these aren't looking that good. Let's see what the home page looks like. This one actually looks decent. The problem is, though, is it has the scroll bar in it, which I don't like. Okay, one thing that I do want to change is I do not want to include the scroll bar in the open graph image. And also, when you're doing the screenshots, I actually want you to go to the official URL, not the development URL. All right, perfect. I want you to try this again with this approach. I mean, so somebody said, not a fan of seeing all these chats get deleted, much less welcoming vibe coding environment. So any chats that are getting deleted are things that have, like, hate. So things that are swearing, like, I just set up a Nightbot that cuts out, like, derogatory language, and that's probably, like, overdue. We've just censored a little bit of the chat now, so that no derogatory language or things, like, related to some of these different avenues that come along with the crypto space get controlled. So if you guys are wondering about the deleted chats, it's not that, you know, it's no longer an open environment. It's just that anything that's getting deleted is like people swearing or people, you know, doing whatever. So I just set up a Nightbot, and that Nightbot is taking care of any of that. So I think that as you get bigger, that's just something that, you know, we hadn't done that to this point, and that's just something that, you know, we have in place now. Alright, so we're going to try this new approach. Okay, I want you to review the Electron app and to notice how it works and how it redirects to the website and then redirects back to the Electron app. I want the Bridge Chat desktop app to have a similar functionality. Alright, Bridge Chat desktop, BridgeMind. Alright, BridgeMind, Electron. Update the Bridge Chat desktop to have a similar redirect and auth structure as the BridgeMind Electron app has. Make sure that it does the same redirect. Okay. Okay, so somebody just asked, what are we making? So you can check the description, but we're currently making a suite of vibe coding products. Okay. All right, let's hit some push-ups. We are currently at 198 likes, so if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're only 2 likes away from 200 likes. I've done 125 push-ups so far, so let's knock out another. I can probably do 40 right now. Let's go. All right, let's go, chat. 40 bomb. All right, let's get it. All right. All right, so it's gonna regenerate these images. This one here, Bridge Chat. Okay, let's see how this one did. So it's gonna redirect. So let's do sign in with BridgeMind. It's going to redirect. Hold on. Okay, so I want to show this to you guys. So this is very interesting. So we have like, this is the flow, okay? So we have a specific login page that's meant for the Electron app, right? And what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna want to change this. So you can see that this is a login Electron page. And what we want to change this to is we're gonna change this to like login BridgeMind, like, I don't know, not Electron. I want to update this page to be called something else. It needs to be called like login bridge workspace. Hold on. I think it, like, I don't really have a name yet for that, because like something that we are working on is we're working on this application here, which we can't really work on it a ton because it's like in progress, right? You guys can see that we're kind of taking an approach where we are rebuilding like Warp, right? So we have BridgeCode, right? So let's launch BridgeCode here, okay? And we're launching BridgeCode, and here's BridgeCode. It's a fork of OpenCode with BridgeMind interfaces and features built on top of it, like Vibe mode, diagram mode, Bridge MCP mode, ship mode, and docs mode. And this here, we want to make it so that it needs to be called like Bridge Workspace. And then the Tori app should be redirecting to a page called Bridge Chat. Separate pages. BridgeMind Electron. Update at BridgeMind UI. And update at Bridge Chat desktop. Okay, but we're gonna do a plan for this first. I will say, when you do a plan inside of Cursor, you get a much better result than if you didn't do a plan. So it's much better to do that. All right, let's go here. Bridge Chat, Electron. Now you could make an argument of, hey, should we switch this to a Tori application? Not really sure yet. We'll decide that in a minute. BridgeCode functioning well though. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we still have that that spacing issue, which has just remained a thing, which is so annoying. And there's spacing on the bottom, and there's spacing also on the right. Okay. Okay, also just as a reminder, the BridgeMind Vibeathon has been officially rescheduled to February 1st through February 14th. There is a $5,000 prize pool to 3 winners. First place gets $2,500, second place gets $1,500, and third place gets $1,000. And these are going to be voted by the BridgeMind community. The task is to create an open source tool that solves a real problem for Vibe coders, MCP servers, CLI tools, extensions, anything that's going to make builders more powerful. I'm really excited for this, but that starts in 9 days. But really excited to be able to do that. All right, let's go here. Yeah, here's the music playlist for anybody wondering. I'm gonna drop it in. Okay. Alright, so removing all the duplicate images. Yeah, we're gonna keep the chat clean from a bunch of crypto stuff. Okay, new files created. Let's see here. Alright, this is finished. Let's see if it was able to do that. Let's go to cursor. Let's pull this up. Alright, so it did fix that. So this is the new open graph image. So that looks pretty good. So here's gonna be the new open graph image. Some of the other open graph images aren't as good, for sure. Like this one here. Like this one does have the scroll bar. I wonder why that one has the scroll bar and the other ones don't. Like this does not look good. That doesn't look good. Maybe we should just only have a homepage raw. Like maybe we should only have this. You know? What are the best practices for open graph images? Would it be smart to only have a singular open graph image, which is used on every single page of the website? Or is it smart to have all these different ones for each page? Note that some of the pages don't look very good. Maybe you could take a look at some of the images that are in this directory and note that some of them still have the scroll bars, like the Discord page still has that scroll bar issue. Some of them just don't look very good. What are the best practices here? Please teach me. Okay. All right, it says keep one high quality default OG image. All right. Okay, so I've decided that I just want to keep that home OG image. Let's update this accordingly so that it all is linked to that singular home OG image, because that one actually looks pretty good. Please update it accordingly. Launch 5 sub-agents to help you complete this task, because a lot of pages will need to be updated to link to this OG image for the page. All right, let's hit some push-ups, guys. We're at 165. We've got 232 likes. Let's get it. All right, we're at 35. Let's go. That gets us to 200. All right, let's go. Okay. Let's go here. All right, this one, it's going to rename the namespace, which is good. Okay, so this is updating this. So this is for the bridge chat auth flow. This is going to need to be updated because basically what we're doing is we're building a suite of vibe coding tools where, for example, if I go to BridgeMind, there's going to be a singular subscription that allows use to all of these different vibe coding tools, okay? It's going to be the Bridge Workspace, it's going to be the Bridge MCP, it's going to be the Bridge Chat, it's going to be all these different things that this singular subscription is going to give access to. So, for example, instead of you having to buy Warp, buy Whisper Flow, buy... Let's see here. Let's go to the roadmap, and I'll just show you guys what the roadmap actually is. All right, check this out. So let's go to roadmap. Here's the product roadmap. So we have Bridge MCP, the Bridge IDE, which we're probably going to rebrand this to Bridge Workspace. But then we have Bridge Chat, and then we have BridgeCode. Now, BridgeCode is going to be open source, but the plan is to launch all of these next month in February of 2026. So we'll see here, but this should be good. Okay, perfect. Also, just again, there is going to be the BridgeMind Vibeathon February 1st to February 14th. The prize pool is now $5,000. There's going to be 3 winners. Here's the information, but you can check it on the website as well. Feel free to ask any questions in the Discord. All right, let's check this out. Yeah, Blackwell, all of it in a single subscription, yes. Okay. Okay, let's go here. I want this page to render in immediately. Right now, there is a scroll wheel in loading. Would you fix this? All right, Mapalo just asked, he said, I'm new here, what are we making? So we're building a suite of vibe coding tools that are all under the BridgeMind brand. So if we go here, what you're gonna see is you can actually check out the roadmap, and I actually need to add this to the roadmap. Hold on. Let's add the roadmap page. I need you to review this page here. I need you to add this to the footer of the website. Okay, perfect. All right, what's up with this? All right, roadmap. All right, we do need to add BridgeCoin to the roadmap. Add BridgeCoin to the roadmap. This is going to be the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency. All right. I need you to help me update the page here. Note that we incinerated or burned the entirety of the treasury in an effort to build trust and credibility in the crypto industry. Make a note that as a fully built-in public company, BridgeMind has exposure to the crypto industry, and this was the first step in entering the crypto industry in a credible and trustworthy way. Putting an end to scams. Emphasizing the fact that BridgeMind is about, hold on. BridgeMind. Alright, BridgeMind is not about money, it is about the mission. Okay, the product, BridgeCoin, that's going in the roadmap, but we're also adding this. Perfect, so let's see how it looks. Alright, let's go to the roadmap. Perfect. What do I use to talk? So actually that's going to be Bridge Chat. So I do need to rename, so this is not going to be named the BridgeMind IDE anymore. This needs to be renamed like Bridge Workspace or something. Let's actually ask Claude what it thinks that we should do. The BridgeMind IDE doesn't really fall into the correct naming and branding conventions that you see in the other products, in other roadmap projects. Would you help me update and come up with a good brandable name for the BridgeMind IDE? Note that the BridgeMind IDE is kind of similar to Warp in that it's an agentic workspace where users are able to launch and manage their agentic and vibe coding workflows. Help me come up with some different naming conventions for this. Nishant, let's go. All right, perfect. Bridge shell. Ooh, bridge space. I like that. Bridge flow, bridge deck. You know what's interesting is the reason that we named Bridge Chat in the first place is because the domain name wasn't available. But it may actually be better for us to rename that. I would rather have it be called Bridge Voice. Because the only reason that we named it Bridge Chat was so that I could get the domain. But I think that Bridge Voice could potentially be better than Bridge Chat, if that makes sense. Let's have an agent work on that. So let's do Bridge Chat desktop. Review both of these projects. I need you to note that we are going to rename Bridge Chat to Bridge Voice. So I need you to find all instances of Bridge Chat, and I need you to update the branding and the marketability so that it is renamed from Bridge Chat to Bridge Voice. All right, perfect. All right, so it's going to go from Bridge Chat to Bridge Voice. Oh, Bridge Speech, that's good. Yeah, so somebody's asked, can you share our 260. Whoa, what just happened? The music just chilled and got into all right, let's go here. All right, let's go here. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna rename all this, and then here Would you output less text? I literally just want a list of possible options. It could be called like Bridge Terminal. That would be cool. Bridge Terminal. Bridge Terminal. That's actually sick. What about Bridge? What about Bridge Terminal? That could be a good option. What do you guys think, chat? Okay, Vocalist said terminal is confusing. Yeah, what do you guys think about no terminal? Somebody's saying no terminal. Yeah, let me know in chat. Guys, give me some ideas. So this is, we have Bridge Deck, Bridge Space, Bridge Shell, Bridge Flow, Bridge Forge, Bridge Station, Bridge Port, Bridge Ops, Bridge Lab, Bridge Hub. Yeah, Long Speculation said terminal sounds like coding on hard mode. That's a good point. That's actually Long Speculation. Shout out to you. Yeah, he said we want a way to convey ease. Also, we are up to 271 likes. Let's hit some push-ups right now, guys. Terma Flow, that's sick. Okay, sorry guys, I'm texting some people right now. Okay, Bridge Connect, that's a good one. All right, Bridge Term, Bridge Connect. Give me a list of 50 options. That may be overwhelming, but let's see what comes out. Give me a list of 50 options. All right. All right, let's hit some push-ups, guys. All right, I've done 200. We are currently at 278 push-ups. Let's go. Or 278 likes, so I have to do 78 more. Let's go. Let's go, chat. 30 bomb. Let's go. Oh, Bridge Verse. What do you guys think about that one? Yeah, I don't really like Bridge Flow. Bridge Gate. This is AI for you. As soon as I recommend something, it puts that as number one. All right, Titan, over here. Come here, buddy. Also, Big T is being a very good boy. Come here. Sit. Good boy. Hold on. I'll show you guys some tricks that Big T can do. All right, come here. Over here. Come here. Titan, over here. Sit. Shake. Good boy. Good boy. You're so good. He's a very good boy. All right, lie down. Good boy. Yeah, that's Big T for you. All right, Bridge Port. Bridge 4, Bridge Shell, Bridge Deck. I'm not really seeing anything that I really like that much. Bridge. I like Bridge Verse. I don't know. Let's go, Full by Primes. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I haven't really decided. Bridge Gate, somebody said that they liked. We don't really have to worry about that just yet. Let's not get caught up on it. I'm not sure yet. All right. Okay, cool. Run npm run build and fix any build errors. Bridge sync, Envelated just said. Yeah. Bridge Titan. Yeah. I mean, he is a good boy. Look at him. Hold on, can you guys see him right now? Let me check. Yeah, he's pretty good. Very good. Yeah, he's a good boy. All right. He's like, dude, are you gonna take me on a walk? That's what he's wondering. Bridge dog, yep. All right, so that is built successfully. Okay, great. I now want you to deploy this to the dev branch and the master branch. Okay, cool. I hate the icons on all this. Let's open up Cursor, and hey, one great part about Cursor is you can just launch these browser tools, right? So I'll open up a browser tab here, logos 3000, and I'll just go over to, let's go over to the roadmap. And for example, like right here, I can use this tool, and I can say, okay, for the icons in each of these, I want to actually use the BridgeMind logo instead of just these random icons. Also, for now, let's rename BridgeMind IDE to Bridge Space. All right, we'll just call it Bridge Space for now. All right, cool. Bridge dog, yeah. All right. Cool. So DSAT Drew asked why not using Bridge Chat, why Whisper? So right now, the reason we're not using, and actually it's gonna be called Bridge Voice, we've decided. But the reason we're not using it right now is because we're making updates to it, so it's like consistently like refreshing and restarting. So until we actually get it stable, we're just gonna use Whisper Flow until we get that stable. So let's relaunch it here. Yes, there's an error in it right now. All right, so let's fix this error. And we can even launch Bridge Space, okay? Bridge Space is what we're gonna call it. So for example, you know, we can launch this and we're gonna CD over into BridgeMind and we're just gonna launch BridgeCode, okay? And then what we can do is we can launch, we're gonna do @Bridge, is it now Bridge Voice or is it still, okay, Bridge Voice Desktop. Yeah, Bridge Voice is way better. All right, so Bridge Voice Desktop, and what I now wanna do is I now want to just paste in those issues, and we're gonna fix that error, okay? And we are using MiniMax M2.1 here, and here's the thing, if you guys actually saw that video that I had for MiniMax M2.1, is the fact that, you know, it's able to fix a lot for a very low cost. So the thing about MiniMax M2.1 is, hey, it actually performs very well. I mean, if you go over to OpenRouter, and let's even launch like LM Arena here so we can take a look at like how it's performing, but look at the leaderboard, okay? Hold on, reload. All right, apparently it's down. Artificial analysis then. So let's go over here, and what you guys are gonna see is that like MiniMax M2.1, where does it actually stack up? Okay, well here's M2, and I don't see M2.1 in this list, so let's M2.1. So let's add it. So here it is, it's at 32, okay? 32, so you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, here's the coding index. You have a MiniMax M2.1, which is at 32, and then you have, you know, GPT 5.2 at the top, which is extra high, but it's at 47, right? And then the frontier models are all, you know, in the 40s here. But then you look over here and it's 32, and you're like, it's definitely not going to be that smart of a model, right? But the thing is that, hey, you're going to be able to get a lot done that, like, would have cost way more if you were using a frontier model. So for example, you know, we just launched BridgeCode, and we were using BridgeSpace, and we were able to just quickly update that, and it didn't even cost a penny, right? So it was basically free. I think that on OpenCode it's actually free to use MiniMax M2.1. It does have rate limits, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, Wayne has a point. Yeah, high speed is definitely the next frontier, for sure. All right, so here's Bridge Voice. I want you to kill this process. Kill the task running on 1420. All right, guys, we're at 305 push-ups. Actually, 305 likes, 230 push-ups, so I'm 70 behind you guys. Let's knock out some push-ups. Let's go, 30 bomb. Let's go. 260. All right, let's get it. All right, NPM run Tory dev. All right, perfect. All right, so here's Bridge Voice, and yes, we did just rename it Bridge Voice. The reason that I picked Bridge Chat in the first place was because I thought that we were going to approach it where, let's say that, you know, we had Bridge Chat, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to transition that because I had that domain. BridgeVoice.ai was not available. BridgeChat.ai was available. I got Bridge Chat, but what I've decided is that Bridge Voice is actually far better than Bridge Chat. Maybe we could add some cool animations to this. Let's try it out. So part of the BridgeMind ecosystem, so you guys can kind of see where I'm going here. Why did this not update? Did it? Is it frozen? I want you to review the screenshot from the Bridge Voice desktop. Would you add some sort of background animations that look like, you know, somebody speaking, where it's the effects of a voice? Like, it should have some animations so that people know that it's, you know, it kind of goes on brand with the voice effect. Add in some animations here. Perfect. The Data Sherpa said every time you say the Bridge Voice, I keep hearing the Bridge Boys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are getting to the point where they are kind of accepting that writing code is, as I don't want to necessarily say dead. I do think that, hey, it's apparent that, you know, agentic development is the future for sure. The only thing about that is like, hey, you know, manual coding is still not dead, not yet, not yet. All right, let's move the desk down a little bit. Let's go to... All right, let's kill the task running on port 3001 real quick. Cursor's usually pretty good at that. Kill the task running on port 3000. Actually, not 3000. Jeez, whisper flow. Kill the task running on port 3000. Jeez, whisper. Hopefully Bridge Voice will do a better job at being like specifically for vibe coding, if that makes sense. All right. That mindset, what's up? Yeah, I'm excited for Bridgecoin for sure. All right, so voice wave is what it created. Perfect. Let's go. That looks sick. Let's go, chat. All right, make the logo bigger. Great work. I now need you to make it more brandable. Make the logo larger. Make it better. Yes, the revenue is up 10x. All right.
Why it's still there, I don't know. Why it's still there, I don't know. Why it's still there, I don't know. Why it's still there, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. All right, not a huge fan. This looks decent. All right, we're gonna need to be better here, though. I need you to make the logo larger and also remove the container that the logo is in. It should just be the logo, plain and simple. All right, we're at 329 likes. I am currently at 260 push-ups, so I'll knock out another set of push-ups here. Okay. That looks okay. I now need you to review the auth process and update it. For some reason, it has this weird auth URL. It should be very simple and flow with best practices. Right now, when I click sign in, it looks like this. I need you to remove the requirement of the user to have to enter anything on their end. They should just be able to click the button, get redirected to the site, sign in, and then get redirected back to the Tori application. I may need to put that in this one here. Yeah, this one has that context previously, so let's do that. Okay, cool. Also, the styling there isn't good, but we'll fix that. Perfect. Somebody in the chat said, I like you, although you seem like the type that starts sweating over fonts on business cards. That reminds me of that scene from, what is it, American Psycho? That's funny. Yeah. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's funny. All right. Yeah, anything about crypto is gonna get removed. I just kind of putting a protector on that in place there. Okay, somebody in chat said, have you considered using anti-gravity instead of cursor? Also, what do you think of the Chinese AI models for vibe coding? So my opinions on anti-gravity are just that, hey, I think that a lot of people are using anti-gravity right now because, first of all, it's new, so there's a little bit of hype around it. Obviously, it's Google, so I do expect that anti-gravity will be a very good product. For me, right now, in my current workflow, it's not really the best fit for me. There are some like issues with it, like that when I've had experiences with it, it just hasn't been that good, right? So I'm kind of making it so that, you know, it's like I'm gonna use the best tools that work and are reliable now instead of adopting like a bunch of new tools. Now, you know, if you guys remember, it's like I do believe in like adopting new workflows and adopting new things. So, you know, if anti-gravity does get good enough to the point where, okay, it's still doing this browser opened. So did it not just not understand that? Yeah, it should remove that. Hold up here. All right, so yeah, I do not want it to have this this here. You shouldn't have to verify the login. You did not understand my prompt. I meant this here. If you look at it, it has me enter a URL. Remove the need for that. I should be able to just go to the site, authenticate on the site, get redirected back to the application, and not have to enter any URL in. Fix this now. Let's have it plan. It does do a pretty good job when you have it planned. So let's open this. Let's go to npm. Let's go out. BridgeMind UI. Let's run npm run dev. All right. Let's fix this. Fix this issue that you created. Okay. Alright, bridge voice. Perfect. Alright, we are up to 353 push-ups. You guys are crushing it today. Let's go. Alright, let's knock out some push-ups, guys. If you guys haven't done the push-ups with me, why not do them? I've done 260 so far today. I've got 353 to do so far. Every like on the stream equals 1 push-up. If you guys haven't already liked, subscribed, or joined the Discord, make sure you do so. Let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Hold on, guys. Let's knock out some push-ups, but before we do that, this is the new, it's going to be a deep link. So let's go here. So this is going to be fixed. So sign in with BridgeMind. Okay, hold on here. We're going to have to restart this, I believe. Let's go here. Alright. Perfect. All right, bridge voice. Why is it still doing the callback? I just restarted the dev server and then clicked sign in again, and I still have this here. Why is this still happening? Why am I still seeing this? All right, guys, if you haven't done push-ups with me already, let's go. Let's knock them out together with Big T. Let's go. Big T, what's up, man? All right, let's go. 30. Let's get it. All right, we're at 290, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, how's Big T doing? Big T, you good? Oh, shoot. All right, continue. Try again. All right, let's get it. All right, Tampian said let Gemini 3 Flash execute this plan. I mean, I don't know why this is not, I mean, maybe we should hand it off to, you know, to Opus or something. I'm not sure yet, though. We'll see. All right, let's go here. All right, that's fine. Okay, okay. All right. Also, are you guys still having that scroll issue? So some people in the chat said that they were having actually, like, multiple people did report this in the chat. They were reporting that they couldn't scroll on the website. So would some of you guys, would anybody check and go to the BridgeMind.ai website and just see, hey, are you guys still having issues with scrolling, or does it work now? It would be super helpful if you guys could check for me. Thank you. All right, product roadmap. All right, let me check AWS real quick. I don't think that the latest update actually did end up deploying. So let me check this. Okay, so somebody said, what are your average daily API costs running the stack with all the iterative loops? Really not that much. You know, you just get a, you know, for some people, it depends on your budget. But for example, you know, right now what we have is we have a $200 a month budget. Okay, finally, that did work. All right, so Bridge Voice, I'm now gonna authenticate, and let's see if we can actually authenticate with Bridge Voice. But I spend about $280 a month, so I just have subscriptions, and then, okay, I didn't get redirected back. Oh wait, or did I? No. I logged in with the correct email and password on this page, and then nothing happened. Review the code and figure out why, create a structured plan on fixing this so it does work. All right, we're gonna do plan. I'm using plan mode more on cursor. I kind of like it. It's good. Also, guys, I want to give a quick shout out to newly joined members of the Discord. If you guys haven't already joined the Discord community, this is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet right now. So if you haven't joined, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to newly joined members. There's a lot of them today. So let me give a quick shout out to newly joined members. Shout out to, let's see here. Shout out to Jarek. Shout out to Pastor. Shout out to Burkut. Shout out to Saif. Shout out to Gregory. Shout out to San. Shout out to P. Shout out to Asmir. Shout out to Split. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Carson. Shout out to Tiny. Shout out to Nathan. Shout out to Slicey. There's a lot of you guys today, but shout out to you guys that are new. Welcome to the community. Let's go. All right. Bridge Voice. Okay. What is up with that loading? On some pages, there is a loading effect. Would you review the project and pinpoint what is causing this? It should not have a loading effect. For example, when I go to the login page, there's a loading effect. What is causing this? Pinpoint exactly what it is, and then create a structured plan on how we can remove it so it's no longer in the site. All right, so we have plan mode. Perfect. TMV said that Opus 4.5 is the best for playing. That's accurate. It's pretty good. All right, somebody asked, can I zoom in a cursor so it's clearer? Yes, absolutely. There you go. Let me know if that's better. Okay. All right, so did this work? Let's see, login error. Okay, so let's see if this redirect now works. Sign in with BridgeMind. Now I'm going to sign in with my account. All right, still nothing happened. The same thing happened. I signed in correctly, and then nothing happened. Would you review this and figure out why and create a plan to fix this and make sure that it does properly integrate with the Bridge Voice application and that the authentication system works fully? All right, we're gonna change this to Opus 4.5. We could do GPT 5.2 Codex too. Honestly, I feel like that's worth using in plan mode, GPT 5.2 Codex. Let's try it. We'll use GPT 5.2 Codex for a bit. Even though it is inherently slower, I think it still has, it still could be pretty good, to be honest. All right, so we are using GPT 5.2 Codex. This is pretty good. Oh my gosh. Hold on, sorry guys, I'm getting a call. All right, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so it wants me to check console logs. Let me check them. We are having some compiling issues. And we could switch it over to debug mode too. To the console. Alright, wants me to check network. Alright, let me check network. I don't think it's going to be a network issue. I don't see any. I really don't see anything. Here's what I see in the console. Send that now. All right, so we are using GPT 5.2 Codex. It's okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to take this. Oh, I'm going to mute my mic. Hold on. Hello? Hey, Sam. Yeah, you're watching the stream right now? Yeah, you see what the chat saying? Yeah, no, I'm using it right now. Yeah, I got the money that you sent over. Just send me like another 10,000 and I'll use it for like 10 minutes. But you know, honestly, this model isn't very good. But I'll hype it up on stream, and as long as you give me the wire, then we'll be good. But yeah, I'll say some good things about it. All right, sounds good, Sam. I'll see it. All right, so yeah, so we are using We are using GD 5.2 codecs, which is a pretty good model. I think that, you know, we'll use this for a bit because sometimes when other models get stuck, like trapped or, you know, stuck on certain issues, it's good to change the models up. So we're going to test this and see if it's able to solve it. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting another call. I'm going to go on mute again, sorry. Hey, Dario. Yeah, you heard what Sam's giving me? Okay. Okay, 20,000? Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll switch over to Opus 4.5 right away. Just make sure. Yeah, I'll yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll switch over to Opus 4.5. All right, see you, Dario. Sorry, guys, that was my doctor. All right, so I am gonna, it looks like Codex is having some issues right now. It's just a little bit slow, so I'm gonna try Opus 4.5 on this and see where it's able to get me. You know, Opus 4.5 is sometimes just better at stuff like this, so we're gonna switch over to Opus 4.5 and give it a shot here. That should be good. Sanjox, yeah, man. That's funny. Let's go, Spencer. Jefferson asked, he said, GLM 4.7 Flash, dude. Well, I actually was going to make a video about it. Okay. Alright, so we're up to 401 likes, so let's knock out another batch of push-ups. Right now we are at, how many push-ups are we at? We're at 290, so I'm 110 behind you guys, so I gotta catch up here. I gotta catch up. Let's go. Yeah, Abhinav made a good point. He said time for debug mode. We're probably gonna switch it over to debug mode here in a second. Shout out to Abhinav. Yeah, you're spot on. But it does say that there is it did find the bug, so we should be good here. Let's knock out some push-ups with Big T. Big T's been on his best behavior today. W Big T in the chat because you know he's been a very good boy today. Look at him. He's just very patient. Look at him. You're a good boy. Yeah, Big T. He's on his best behavior. He may even get a little treat later. I don't know. Does that sound good? All right, let's knock out some push-ups. All right, let's go, chat. All right, what does that bring our total to? We are at 320. Let's go. Let's go. All right, perfect. Opus 4.5 for the win. Yeah, Tanthian said Opus 4.5 is the best model for planning. It's pretty good at planning, for sure. All right, let's test it out. All right, still not working. It is still not working. I want you to debug this. All right, so we are in debug mode now. Debug mode in cursor is actually like very, very good. Let me check the console. Here are the console logs that I'm getting right now. All right, perfect. All right, so debug mode, you guys are gonna see how this works, but it's definitely good. Okay, Jefferson said, pro tip, create tests before you code, and you specify the test in detail, then do the code. Sometimes code is good, then test is bad. That's interesting. Yeah. All right, so these are the different hypotheses. So how cursor debug mode works is it gives you different hypotheses that could be causing the bug, right? So here it came up with 5 hypotheses that it could be, and we'll see what it comes up back with here in a second. But while this works, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. You guys can keep an eye on Big T for me. All right, chat, I'm back. Let's get it. Am I making my own VS Code fork? No. All right, let me see this. Also, if you guys have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right. Ooh, the chat did compact, which is not good. Okay, what do we do now? Okay, it should come up and say, okay, and now I want you to like basically repeat the bug, because what it does, it creates instrumentation so that it has a feedback mechanism. So that's what I was waiting for. Yep. Okay, so it gives you these reproduction steps that you can actually debug the issue. So let's pull this up and let's go to warp. Let's go here, and we're going to just completely restart this. Perfect. All right, so we've restarted it. All right, so now we're going to relaunch. Okay, so I just reproduced the error, and now I can go back over, and I can go proceed. And what it does is it sets up the instrumentation so that it can then debug. So if you go to the debug log, which just let me make sure real quick that this doesn't have anything sensitive in it. It's fine. Okay, so you guys can see that now what it does is it goes through and it says, okay, hypothesis 3 confirmed. The deep link plugin is not properly initialized. Specifically, Tori v2 requires explicit capability permissions for the deep link plugin, and they're missing. Okay, so do you guys see how that works? So it goes through, it creates the instrumentation, it creates different hypotheses, and then it's able to either confirm or deny different hypotheses. So it's now updating the code. It's going to be able to get us set up for an additional test, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right, so let's now do that again. Let's reproduce. Go here, Tori dev. And then I also, what is this? Let's just restart this server as well, just to confirm. All right, bridge voice. All right, so now we're gonna do sign in. Okay, let's see if it worked. Still not working. All right, proceed. All right, guys, we're at 428 push-ups. Okay, new hypotheses. Okay. All right, let's hit some push-ups. Let's go. All right, 25, let's go. We are now up to 345, let's go. Okay, reproduction steps. Let's go through them. Perfect. All right. Okay. I did just reproduce it. Alright, hold on here. The app is not in applications. I don't want it to be in applications. We're running the dev server. Alright, perfect. All right, so we are using Opus 4.5. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting a lot of calls today. I'm gonna have to take this one, it's important. I'm gonna mute my mic again, guys, sorry. It's kinda distracting on the stream, but I gotta take this. Hello? Yeah. Hey, Elon. Yeah, you saw what Sam and Dario were offering me? All right. Listen. I'll use Grok 4 on stream if you give me 100K. Yeah. Just make sure I get the wire, and yeah, I'll use it on stream. Yeah. Just make sure that make sure I get the wire, and we'll be good. I'll use it. I'll even hype it up. Yeah. That model is garbage. I know. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. All right. See you, Elon. All right. Sorry, guys. Just another call from the doctor. So one thing that I do want to try out, we are running into a lot of issues here, so I do want to try out Grok 4. This is a model, that I don't use a ton, but I want to make sure that we give it a shot because, Grok 4 is actually not that bad of a model. All right, is Grok 4 not even accessible in Cursor? All jokes aside. No, there is no joke. Grok 4 isn't even available in Cursor. I didn't know that. How are Grok models not available in Cursor by default? Is that a thing? Grok, okay, so Jefferson said Grok 4.1 cooks on debug and well-defined coding tasks. Well, the problem is this not even, I don't even see it defined is the issue. Like, I'm surprised that they don't offer Grok models out of the box. They have Grok code, but that's it. I'm assuming that Cursor must just have partnerships with some of these companies, right? That's interesting. I actually didn't know that. I mean, we can try it. Hold on, we'll just use OpenRouter. Here, let's just use it with BridgeCode, and we'll just use it in OpenRouter. Hold on. Let's CD into let's CD out here, and we'll launch a couple different panes here. Let's do 3, and we'll launch BridgeCode in each of these. All right, BridgeCode, BridgeCode, BridgeCode. All right, and then let's just change it to models, and then we'll use Grok. Is 4.1 available? All right, yeah. All right, Grok 4.1 fast. All right. All right, Grok 4.1 fast. I actually haven't used this model yet. I need you to review this project, run npm run build, and fix any build errors. All right, perfect. All right, and it's in vibe mode. All right. All right, let's see if it's able to fix this error. Let's write a handoff prompt from Cursor. I need you to write a handoff prompt to another model. Actually, all right, BridgeMind UI, and then Bridge Voice, desktop, and then we'll do, let's see here. Yeah, so it's not an OpenCode router wrapper. We forked OpenCode, right? So we forked OpenCode. We're building on top of it. We're also staying up to date with OpenCode upstream, right? So anytime that OpenCode makes changes, we'll be able to get them. But this is going to be, we're going to be launching this, and it's going to be open source in February. So the plan is that we're going to launch the BridgeMind Suite of vibe coding products in February next month. So the next couple weeks are critical for us to be able to move forward with our mission. All right, let's go here. And so Bridge Voice, let's do sign in with BridgeMind. So the biggest issue that we're having today is that this is not working. Currently, the auth system here where I'm getting redirected and trying to log in with Bridge Voice is not working. I enter a correct email and password, and it doesn't redirect me back. Why is this happening? I need you to review this and pinpoint exactly how we can get this working correctly. All right, perfect. All right, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now we got 343 people watching, 467 likes. How many push-ups are we at? We're at 345 push-ups, so I'm a little bit behind you guys. Better knock out some right now or I'm gonna fall behind. But we're using BridgeCode with Grok 4.1 fast right now, and we've got a couple of terminals running. Okay. This is cool. Just need to get the auth system working. All right, let's hit the push-ups. All right, let's go, chat. 25. All right, we're at 370. Let's get it. BridgeCode is a fork of OpenCode, yes. Okay. Oh, is there potentially... No, I don't think there is. Let's run the build. Okay. Yeah, Grok 4.1 is weaker than GPT 5.2 codecs. We're kind of just trying it out right now. I haven't tried this before. Grok 4.1 fast. I mean, it says this is working now. Oh. I think I may know what it is wrong. Okay. Alright. Hold on here. Alright, so we're going to open up Cursor here. And I actually do think that Grok may have just pinpointed the issue. Which is potentially some misset environment variables, which is a common issue, but it's just interesting that that wasn't even brought up. Okay, hold on here. I think I know the issue, guys. We renamed it. We renamed the repo. So I think that there may be have been a misconfiguration with the repo. Yeah, I think that's what it was. All right, let's see if this works. Hold on here. Yes, I think this may fix it. Hold on. Let's get the environment variable set and then go from there. Okay, hold on. Let's pull up. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Update this. Cool. Alright, so we need to do Bridge Voice Desktop. I need you to review the application and then create a .env.example file so that I have a .env example to reference. Cool. Alright, this now succeeds. Great work. I now need you to push to the dev branch and the master branch, respectively. Okay. The AirPod Max battery lasts for a while. Yeah, I'm adding new features to OpenCode. I forked it, adding on top of it. Jefferson said GPT 5.2 codex is slow compared to Grok. It's the Ralph thing. Yeah. Yeah, GPT 5.2 codex is very, very slow. Very, very slow. All right, let me check this now, see if I have this. .env.example. Perfect. Okay, so I now just set this. Let's go back here. Let's reset. And this, I do believe this should work. Okay, welcome to Bridge Voice. Sign in. It's going to redirect me. I do need this fixed here. fix this bug that I'm getting on this page. Okay, perfect. Should be able to get it. Turn the music up. Okay, we'll do. Turn it up a little bit. All right, let's knock out some push-ups, guys. Let's go. We're at 370. Feeling a little bit fatigued. Let's knock out 25. Let's go. Let's go, chat. All right, 25. All right, we're 395, about to break the 400 mark. Let's get it. What do I think about MiniMax M2.1? I actually tried it this morning. There's a video on my channel, Vibeathon with MiniMax M2.1. Pretty good. For the cost, it's incredible. For the cost, incredible. There are other factors though as well. Me personally, I'm a Frontier guy, so I'm gonna be using the Frontiers. But for like simple tasks, MiniMax is the way to go, probably, honestly. Jefferson said M2.1 is great for planning sucks at coding. I mean, it did a good job on a couple tasks for me in a video this morning. What is my go-to model right now? Definitely Opus 4.5. But Opus 4.5 has some issues as well. You know, I think that the more that we get like Frontier models, it's like we get a set of Frontier models, the hype goes way up, and then people kind of realize like, okay, there are still some limitations to these models. We can switch to, I mean, for example, like Opus 4.5, and here's the thing, okay? I'm using OpenRouter, right? So, you know, I'm using Opus, I'm using BridgeCode, and I'm using OpenRouter to connect to these models. And what you have to ask yourself is, hey, if you're using like this, for example, like, hey, the issue is that if I use MiniMax M2.1, it's gonna be so cheap for me to be able to do this, right? I think that a lot of people, they like confuse the difference between, okay, you're using like a subscription plan. Like for example, I think that Opus 4.5 is gonna be able to one-shot this issue that we're having right here, okay? Like Grok 4.1 was not able to get it. I think that this will be a good testament to the fact that, hey, like using Frontier models is actually a pretty good thing. So let's launch Claude, right? And I'm gonna submit this issue into Claude, and we'll see if Claude's able to one-shot it, right? Let's just see, let's just test it, right? I need you to review the error that I'm getting and fix it. And I'm assuming that Claude Opus 4.5 is gonna be able to one-shot this issue. Yeah, Anthropic is definitely the best. Yeah, I use Wiggum occasionally, but it's really good for long-running tasks. So now I've invested $30,000 into BridgeMind. Out of that capital, we burned 10 to be able to get to the revenue that we're at now. So now we are net positive and do have. Okay, and look at this. Do you guys notice how quickly it was able to solve that? Whereas when we were working with Grok 4.1 fast, it was like working, what even was that? How long did it work for? 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Whereas I used Opus 4.5 and it was able to fix it in what? How long even was that? Does it say? I don't think it says it anywhere. But what was that? I mean, what was it? 30 seconds maybe? So let's run npm run dev again and see if we're getting that same issue. But I think it's done. PersonaPlex 7B. Check this out for Bridge Voice. Okay, I'll check it out. PersonaPlex 7B. Let's check it out. Oh, cool. So open source. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Thank you. All right, so we did solve that. So that is just a reflection of like, okay, when you don't use frontier models, you are going to have, like, you're not going to get the best performance. Like, that's where, hey, when people say, like, oh, you know, AI is a bubble or whatever they want to say, I mean, you can look at it right now, and let's go over to artificial analysis, and let's compare, for example, let's go to the coding index, and let's clear everything, and let's just do what we were just using, which is Grok 4.1 fast, and we have GPT-5. Let's do GPT-5. So I'm going to put some, like, bad models in here, right? And then let's do, like, Opus 4.5, right? So check this out. We were using this, and then we used this, and this worked for 3 minutes and was not able to fix our issue. This fixed our issue in 30 seconds, right? So I think that that should show you the difference between some of these frontier models and then some of these models that are not as good. For example, like, hey, I don't know anybody that's genuinely using Grok 4.1 fast in a actual setting. You should be using Opus 4.5. All right, sorry guys. I'm getting like super distracted today. I'm getting a ton of phone calls. I hope that you guys understand. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this. Hey, Elon. Yeah, you're watching the stream. No, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, so you're not gonna give me the money? I mean, I'm just trying to be honest and show them that the model isn't that good. I mean, if you listen, if you want to, if you want to give me money, okay, make a better model so that it can be like genuine and authentic, okay? Like, I don't want to have to like lie to my audience and lie to the community about this model because it's terrible. Grok 4.1 fast is not good, okay? So here's what I'll say. Wire me the money, and I might try your next model, but I can't overlook the fact that this model is not good, okay? Like, I tried it, it worked for 3 minutes, and it sucks, okay? Opus 4.5 is the GOAT, okay? Dario is the GOAT. And nothing's gonna change that until you guys release a better model. So, I'm sorry that I exposed that on stream, but I think that it still warrants. I told you that for 100K I would use the model. I used the model, it wasn't good. I think I am still deserving of the 100K, okay? Okay, thank you, yes. All right, Grok 5 is around the corner. All right, yeah, I'll be looking forward to it. All right, thanks Elon, I'll see ya. All right guys, sorry about that. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend keeps spamming me with calls today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's see. Opus 4.5 worked for a while there. Let's now actually test this out. Let's open up Bridge Voice here, and let's see if it was able to get it. Here's the redirect. Network error. Okay. This isn't running. Restart it. Okay. Alright, let's test it again. Still having issues with that. Okay, let's try this. Let's try opening up the Electron app. And this should work very, very well. Okay, so this here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna test to make sure, like, I feel like we have that working, so we should be able to have this one working as well. Hold on, let's navigate out here. All right. fix the error that I'm getting on this page. Sonnet 4.7 is good. I don't think there is Sonnet 4.7. This is funny. Somebody said Opus 4.5 has just arrived, but it's already being replaced by GLN 4.7. Quality-wise, it's roughly on par with Sonnet 4.5. The upside is that GLN 4.7 can run locally on your computer, offers effectively unlimited tokens, and is fully open-sourced. That is not true. I mean, what he's saying is true about it being open-source, but... GLN 4.7, I'm not that big of a GLN 4.7 fan. It's kind of similar to MiniMax, where hey, you're definitely getting the cost reduction, but is it worth it? I don't know. Probably not. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. Cancel. Sign in with browser. Let's try this again. All right, and then this. So see how this one works. So then I open up the Electron app. So I feel like we just need a similar flow. Check out how the auth flow works for Bridge Workspace. I feel like we should be using a similar flow in structure for Bridge Voice auth flow, but for some reason it doesn't operate the same. Would you review in depth and help me get to the point where the Bridge Voice auth flow is working? Because right now I go to this page here, the Bridge Voice, and nothing happens. It never redirects back, even after I put in the correct email and password. Figure out why this is happening. Launch 5 sub-agents that will work in tandem and in parallel to help me get to the bottom of this issue and get this working correctly. All right, cool. All right, perfect. All right, let's knock out some push-ups, guys. We're at 543 likes. Currently at 395 push-ups. Let's get it going. Let's go, chat. Let's go. All right, we're at 420. Let's go, 420. Let's get it. All right, Big T, I think, hold on, Big T, come here. Big T, come here. Hold on, you need to get some style going. Come here, man. Get the bug goggles going. Hold on, come here, Big T. Come here. He's gotta get the goggles on. Hold on, you guys gotta see, Big T is, he's rocking it right now. Hold on, you guys gotta see this, hold on. Hold on. See what Big T's doing. Oh, guys, look at Big T. He's looking good. That's what I'm talking about, Big T. Look at him. That's a good boy. W Big T in the chat. I mean, look at him. Look at that dog. Alright, we'll set up the Big T cam for a bit. Sometimes he likes to be on stream. Alright, let's go, chat. Let's go. Alright, how's Big T doing? He good? Yeah, he's good. Alright, so it said it found the issue. Hold on. What did it say the issue was? The Bridge Voice app needs to call different endpoints based on the auth method. Desktop code. Okay. Okay. Somebody said Big T pushing 300 pounds. Alright, it looks like this is done. Let's see here. Astro, what's up? I sorry chat. Thanks, man. Sorry, the Nightbot it cut out any like bad language, so it's a little. We'll probably fix that and talk as a team, but right now it's a little bit more moderative, if that makes sense. But I appreciate you, man. Big T needs a BridgeCode chain necklace, yeah. Alright, so let's launch this. So here's what it's doing. So Bridge Voice, here's what it looks like. Let's see if this works. I mean, if this works, it's pretty impressive. Hold on. Hold on here. It's just still not doing anything. Yeah, I got you, Astro. I just made you a managing moderator. Appreciate you. Yeah, we completely reset the mod teams. You know, I think the previous mod structure where there was like a hierarchy system, I just want, for the BridgeMind community, I just want it to be, I was talking to some of the new mod team last night, and there's just gonna be one mod team, right? And I was talking to the team yesterday, and it's like, hey, the main purpose of the BridgeMind mod team is that, hey, like, I don't want there to be like a ton of roles and responsibilities. It's just like keeping the culture of the community and engaging with the community. That's the number one task. And then, you know, on the side to be able, if there's like, you know, garbage in the chat or garbage in the Discord, to clean it up. But, you know, I think that, you know, being a part of the community, being a part of the culture is the biggest task. So, you know, we're not going with this like hierarchy structure. It's just one role, Bridge Mod, and that's the way that we're gonna do it going forward. Is that, yeah, anybody that wants to be kind of on that in team is just gonna have one role. There's gonna be like no hierarchy system. Everything will kind of flow through me, and I think we'll move forward as a really strong team. Okay, sign in with BridgeMind. So still having issues here. Let me check the console logs here to see what's actually happening. All right, let's figure out why this is happening. This is still failing. I want you to review the console logs and figure out exactly why this is happening. Let's go, Astro. Moving forward, let's go. Yeah, the quote of the day is keep moving forward. We're gonna keep moving forward. How's Big T doing down there? Is he doing good? Oh, he moved. Hold on, Big T. Big T. Let's go. Okay, let's kill this. And then what we'll do is we'll force quit some different things here. Okay, bridge voice. Kill this. I want you to do this for me. I want you to start and build the Tori development server as needed with the correct setup, and then tell me when it's ready to test. Okay. We're up to 14,700 on X. Also, an announcement that I made this morning is that the BridgeMind Vibeathon is officially rescheduled. So the Vibeathon is going to run from February 1st to February 14th. The goal is to build an open source tool that makes vibe coders unstoppable. $5,000 in prizes across 3 winners. The top winners will demo live on the BridgeMind stream, and to enter, applications will open on February 1st is when they will open. So you guys have a couple days to kind of get your project started, but I'll make a more official announcement later on as well. All right, so here it is. Let's see here. Let's open it up, see how this works. Perfect. I actually didn't get that error this time. I am still seeing this in the console logs. Pinpoint exactly what is causing this and fix it. Clutch, what's up? Yeah, I can link the current playlist. Here you go. Here's a playlist. Also, here is Big T. How's he doing down there? Is he doing good? W Big T's in the chat if he's chilling. I call this the bridge dog. All right. All right. If only Big T could speak English, then he'd be coding along with us. God mind. Bridge T, let's go. Okay, somebody said, does it actually make a difference whether you use Claude Code on Windows with WSL or directly on Linux? I don't think it makes a difference. I'm a Mac guy, so I don't really have like a ton of opinions on that matter, but I assume so. Bridge Dog, yeah, trademarked. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I am checking network tab as well. Okay, hold on here. Okay. Okay, so this is the solution. Yeah, so it's not an issue with the network tab. This is the issue here. So it has to register the URL scheme. Yeah, so I see a couple people in chat that are asking, some of you guys may have missed the past couple streams, but, you know, we are entering the crypto industry. BridgeMind has significant exposure to crypto. I've always known that that was going to be a thing. There were a ton of crypto scams that were going on. So what we did is we addressed it by launching our own cryptocurrency so that there would be no more scams and that there would be one official coin. And you know, what we did yesterday, if you guys watched the stream, is that we're entering the crypto industry with integrity and credibility, because ultimately, like if you guys look at, if we actually go over to the roadmap here on BridgeMind, we want to build the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency, okay? So it actually hasn't pushed to production yet, but let's go over to our server here, and I'll go over to the roadmap. It is our goal that we actually want to create the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency, BridgeCoin, okay? And the crypto that we put out there, what was it, on Sunday, was to stop scams and give people a legitimate coin. And also, if you guys watch the stream, I owned 20% of the float of this coin, and I burned or incinerated all of the holdings that I had, right? So a lot of people, when they're, hold on, let me do this real quick. A lot of people, when they do crypto, right, it has such a negative connotation on it because people immediately like think of like rug pull scam, whatever, right? And I've always been passionate about crypto, but not in that way of like people that are, you know, trying to get rich quick, right? So we now have a coin out there that's generating 1% fees. We've made a significant amount of revenue from that coin. And I think that what you guys are seeing is that you guys are seeing the first step that BridgeMind is taking into the crypto industry. And what we're doing is we're setting up, we have a step 1 into the industry, and with BridgeCoin later on this year, this is going to be the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency. And as you guys know, I am going to be getting Series A funding here in the next couple of months. And after talking to investors, the investors want the crypto exposure, okay? And the thing is that when you're operating like as a business, hold on here, let me make sure that we get this all set up. Okay, so we just did a build. So let's see if this works. But you know, that's the thing, is that that's what these investors want, is they want the crypto exposure, and BridgeCoin will be the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency, okay? So we ended the scams, we've addressed the crypto exposure, and now we've taken our first step into that industry because it is a significant revenue driver, okay? And I think that when people get behind and they get, you know, past the notion of this like idea of like, hey, immediately, like when you say crypto, immediately scam or immediately rug pull, it's like, it's not true, because I mean, literally on stream, I burned over $100,000 worth of tokens live in front of you guys. Like, if you know, it's not about money, it's about the mission. I've been saying this all along. I've been live streaming my entire journey. The fact that crypto is involved and that somehow undermines that mission, the truth is it doesn't. It's just that there is a massive negative connotation against cryptocurrency. And like I said yesterday, I don't want to go on another rant about it, but just that, yeah, I think that you can step into crypto and be a pioneer in that space by doing it differently, and that's the goal here. So let's go to BridgeMind and let's see if we actually fix that now. But I think that BridgeCoin is going to be a big deal. We're working on a merch drop. Finally, let's go, chat. All right, I think we got it. So open Bridge Voice. All right, we got one step in the right direction. So it did open Bridge Voice. So that's good. It did do the redirect, but the only issue is that it didn't actually get us logged in. So let's go back here. Okay, so we do have a little bit of progress. One thing that we did is that now when I logged in, it did give me this alert here. Okay, so it did give me this alert, and let's go here. Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot this so it knows exactly what we're looking at. Okay. Drop it in. Okay, perfect. What's going on with ViewCreator? ViewCreator is pretty good. Yeah, ViewCreator MR is above $1,000 a month. It's working for me personally. It generates about 50,000 views every 24 to 48 hours. It's pretty good. But I think that, you know, what we're doing is we're looking towards the future, and the suite of vibe coding tools that we are going to put out in February is going to drive significant revenue. And I've talked to some of the investors, that are going to be in on this Series A funding round, and they are very, very interested in this product launch. They're interested in the crypto space, and I think that we'll be able to, there's going to be more that comes out about that in the next few months, but I'll just kind of stop it there. And I think that you guys are going to be very interested to see what happens there. So when it comes to MiniMax M 2.1, it is by... And so, for example, with ViewCreator, I do want to show you guys what I just did. So earlier, you know, we created this... and let's see if BridgeCode was able to fix it in one shot with MiniMax. This is the clips that were created from the and it from that clip like earlier. It works. Okay, perfect. So BridgeCode with MiniMax M 2.1. Okay, it fixed that issue, but now there's another issue. So let's now copy this issue and fix it. But it was able to fix that. Okay, so all I have to do is I go to BridgeMind, and then I just do a bulk download, but I can also do I have to select these? Okay, hold on, select all. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's refresh. I select all clips, change to BridgeMind, and then add to content bank. So this is going to add all 16 of these clips to my content bank, and then it's going to be able to upload all of these clips. So here they are. In this video, I'm going to be vibe coding with MiniMax M 2.1, which is an AI model that a ton of people are using in their vibe coding workflows, and that is ranking very high on vibe coding and coding leaderboards. So with that being said, before we dive into actually vibe coding with this model, where I'll share a couple important... All right, perfect. Okay, so here you can see BridgeMind Vibeathon, February 1 to the 14th of 20... Perfect. All right, so let these add to the content bank. But yeah, ViewCreator's doing really well. All right, let's see what Claude Code came back with. All right. Oh. Hold on. Oh, that was for Bridge Workspace. All right, let's go to Bridge Voice here. All right, Bridge Voice, sign in. All right, let's try this again. All right, here it is. I missed the screenshot. Whoa. Hold on, where is that? I think I have way too many tabs open. Review this screenshot here. I accidentally gave you the wrong screenshot. Review this one and try again. Is this actually working though? Let's see. So it does give you that redirect. Do I need this page or can I close it? Okay, let's close it. I just need, I can tell the memory on my computer. Yeah, so when I click it, it doesn't actually log me in. So I feel like this should be able to solve this issue. Let's go here. When I click it, the alert goes away, and I do get redirected to Bridge Voice, but then I'm still stuck on this page in Bridge Voice. Why is this happening? Would you please fix that so that this then authenticates me and I'm able to get into Bridge Voice? All right, perfect. All right, Big T. Now we need to hit some push-ups. Glasses back on, man. Push-up cam. We got FBI cam. We got Big T cam. Alright, that's good. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, hit the push-ups. Alright. 30 bomb, let's go. Alright, we're up to 450. Let's get it. Hold on, Big T needs I think Big T likes the Vibe goggles. What do you guys think? I feel like he likes them. Alright, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. BridgeMind is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet right now. If you haven't already joined the community, there's a link pinned in the chat as well as in the description below. Make sure that you join if you haven't already. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Bridge Space, Bridge Voice, Bridge Code, Bridge MCP, Bridge Coin. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Somebody just asked, how do I come up with ideas? I get that question a lot. I think that, like, when it comes to ideas, here's the thing. You just need to be in the arena. If you're familiar with this quote here, the man in the arena, I would definitely suggest looking it up. It's kind of like what I've lived by for the past several years, and really all it takes is, it doesn't, like, you don't have to go invent the next Facebook. You just have to accept the fact that you're going to be in the arena, and that you're going to be making progress every day, that you're going to keep moving forward, that you're going to be in the arena and showing up every day and making progress. And what I've found is, it's like, hey, I've had success, I've had failure, and no matter what happens, you know, as long as I continue to show up every day and make progress and get better, you know, I continue to move forward. And that's the biggest thing. And you may have an idea that ends up not working out, but then the next idea does, right? And I think that that's one thing that, like, a lot of people lose sight of, is it's like, hey, it's not your first idea that's going to be successful. You know, it's going to be your fifth idea that ends up being really successful, right? But if you don't have that staying power to be able to be in the arena for long enough, and you just, like, give up, I mean, like, for example, like, you know, a lot of people, I got so much hate, and I'll get hate no matter what I do, right? So it's like, I got a ton of hate for only having $3,000 in revenue for the first, like, 110 days of this series, right? And I think that, like, whatever you do, you just have to stay in the arena, because opportunities will come, they'll emerge while you're in the arena. And it's incredibly important that you just, like, do what you're passionate about, that you show up every day, and that you try and make progress, that you use your time wisely, that you do have good character and integrity, and that you see through, you know, all these different things. I think that you'll be okay if you do that. Okay, let's see if this works. Still having an issue here. I'm still stuck on the welcome screen. Figure out why this is the case. All right, so it's gonna auto compact, create a to-do list. All right, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We've got 654 likes. I'm at 450 push-ups. I'm trying my best today. Yeah, BridgeMind went viral pretty much, so it's nice to get that recognition. This is Warp, for anybody wondering. I do need to figure out why this isn't building in AWS. We do have an issue here in AWS. Let me go check it out. How's Big T doing down there? Is he good? I can't see him. Okay. right, so I do have an issue. We're gonna have to launch another terminal. I do have an issue with Amplify not actually building so that we can deploy the updated website. Let's actually figure out why that's happening. I do see why. So let me just download the build that failed. All right. All right, perfect. Let's launch another agent here. All right, add BridgeMind UI. Oops. The build succeeds locally but failed when I was building an Amplify in AWS. Why did this happen? Update respectively. Gotcha. Okay, so it looks like it was an environment variable issue. How's Big T doing? Is he doing good? What's up, Big T? How you doing, man? You doing good? Yeah, I do have the Claude Code 20x plan, yes. Okay, Mr. Gustalia said you can also disable auto compaction. If you hit the limit, you switch to Sonnet 1M and then to the compaction and then go back to Opus 4.5. Gets you extra 45,000 tokens, which sometimes helps a lot. That's actually a really good point. In terms of like model releases that I'm personally excited about, I am very excited about getting Sonnet, whatever the next Sonnet model is going to be. I think that it's going to have, you know, that context window being above 1 million does make a big difference. You know, Opus 4.5, I think it does just that compaction. It does make a difference. Yeah, this is my dog. Somebody said speech to text in Warp. What library are you using to input in Warp? Does anybody know? So I'm actually using, I'm using Bridge Voice. Right now I'm using Whisper Flow, but we're going to transfer this over to Bridge Voice. And what we're working on right now, for all of you that are wondering, is that we are building a suite of BridgeMind branded products that are in the, it's a vibe coding suite of products. So for example, we are about to deploy an update to the site. Hold on, my memory is off the chain here. Let me kill some of these. Okay, so check this out. So this is what we're working on right now. We got the Bridge MCP, BridgeCode, Bridge Space, Bridge Voice, and then BridgeCoin. We're going to be launching Bridge MCP, BridgeCode, and Bridge Voice here soon. And these are the products that are in our vibe coding suite of products. I'm really excited to move forward with this. But this is about to go live. Also, just as a reminder, we have set the dates of the BridgeMind Vibeathon. So this is a $5,000 event, $5,000 in prizes. First place gets $2,500, second place gets $1,500, and third place gets $1,000. And you guys can enter starting on February 1st. And winners are going to be able to be invited to the BridgeMind live stream to demo their projects. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for that event, but we have officially rescheduled that. So looking forward to it, guys. All right, so this looks like it's good. Okay, great. I now need you to deploy to the dev branch and the master branch. Not the master URL, hold on. I now need you to deploy this to the Git dev branch and master branch, respectively. Okay. How's Big T doing? Is he doing good? Hold on. This is wrong. Alright, it says that this should work now. Let's see. Sorry. Let's go here. Bridge voice, where's it at? All right, right here. Let's go. So sign in. All right, so this is the issue that we have. Okay, hold on. It says it's... Alright, rebuilt with logos 8080. Website URL. Alright, I did just test this and it still didn't work. Let's get this UI deployed. So that's at least one thing that we have behind us. It was failing to deploy, so I just want to make sure that that does get pushed to production. Alright, that should be good. Cool. Alright, so this is Bridge Space. Create a bunch of workspaces. Actually, let's seed into the project first. Okay. All right, BridgeMind desktop, BridgeMind API, and then BridgeMind UI. Okay, the problem is, once you enter, all right, let's use codecs here. Actually, let's try this natively with codecs on. All right, then we're gonna write a handoff prompt. It is still not working. Would you write a handoff prompt to GPT 5.2 codecs? All right, so we're gonna do a handoff prompt to codecs. Codecs is gonna take a little bit longer, but it should do a little bit of a better job. All right, guys, we're up to 697 likes. I'm at 450 push-ups. We're gonna have to hit some push-ups here. Big T's chilling. Let's switch up the big T cam. He's chilling. He's down here. We gotta hit some push-ups, Big T. He's always chilling. All right, let's go. Let's go over here. Move back to FBI mode. Let's go, chat. Hit some push-ups. Good. All right, cool. All right, let's knock out some push-ups. Let's drop a 40 bomb, guys. Here is this though. right, this is a good handoff prompt. So we're going to go over to bridge space, and we're going to submit this here. And it is on extra high. This is a pretty good model. This is GD 5.2 codex is actually pretty good. So we'll run that there, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's hit some push-ups, guys. Let's drop a 40 bomb. All right, 35. Dang, I'm fatigued. All right, we are up to 485 though. Let's go. All right, Codex is probably gonna think for a while. Let's let it do its thing. All right. Yeah, a couple of people in the chat are talking about marketing and finding users, and oh, I interrupted the conversation. Oh my gosh, that sucks. We're good. I just said continue. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think somebody actually said it well. You know, I think that it's very easy to build in today's age. It's not as easy to get users and do marketing. And, you know, this channel, BridgeMind as a whole, like, this is the marketing, this is the brand, right? So, you know, BridgeMind, we're building the future, we're building a suite of vibe coding products, we're involved in the crypto space, and we're on the cutting edge of several different emerging industries, right? We're on the cutting edge of AI, agentic systems and agentic organizations. We're on the cutting edge of crypto and being pioneers of all three of those industries. And we're also pioneering building in public, okay? And I don't think that, like, you guys in chat can tell me if you've ever seen anybody else do build in public to this nature where you're literally live streaming like the way that we do every day and doing the push-ups and doing all these different things. I don't know if anybody else out there is doing it the way that we've done it, and we're pioneering all of these different industries. And here's the thing is that I think that when you're a pioneer, when you're doing things differently, when you're doing things that other people have never done before, there's going to be ups and downs to that. But the one thing that you need to do is you need to keep moving forward, and you cannot stop. So that's the plan here, is we're going to continue moving forward, and I think that over the next year, BridgeMind is going to be going places. So we're already the fastest vibe coding community on the internet, and we're going to continue in that direction. So shout out to all you guys. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, or joined the Discord, make sure you do so. And I'm excited to meet all of you in the community. Let's go. Cursor debugging mode. Yeah, we already did try that. We are one step closer though. All right, bridge voice. All right, also did the website deploy. Let's check. All right, let's open up another workspace, and we're gonna rename this one to Claude. So this is gonna be full of Claude code, workspaces. Let's CD and desktop. Let's CD into BridgeMind, and then let's launch these. And let me just make sure that this is good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so I have some Claude instances here. Let's change our theme real quick. Let's do dark mode's cool. I need you to review the build errors and identify why the build succeeds when running npm run build locally, but fails in AWS Amplify. Review in depth and create a structured to-do list on what we need to do to make sure that this does not happen, that we fix these issues, and then we also need to deploy to dev and master branch for BridgeMind UI to deploy these updates. All right, let's go. Yeah, so I think that right now with BridgeMind, there are some investors that are interested. So I think that what we'll probably do is, like, I'm good now. You know, we do have this is a good position to be in, right? Is that you do have the financing to be able to continue, and you're not dependent on outside financing. But if we do want to take BridgeMind to the next level, we're going to want to do a Series A, and we're going to want to move forward in that way. So I'm very excited for that. There's going to be, over the next couple months, I think there is going to be more that comes out. Right now, I'm in a good position, so I'm not, there's no rush on that. But in terms of, like, you know, somebody in chat asked how much would I sell the company for. Right now, I'm not looking to sell the company. I just enjoy what I do, and I enjoy building something. And I think that, like, hey, something that I've said all along is it's not about money, it's about the mission. And I enjoy the mission. Like, for me personally, I have to have something that I'm doing. I have to have something that I am passionate about, that I can spend my time in. And I think that may, for some people, be like, oh, that's interesting, because it's like, hey, if somebody offered you, you know, a couple $1 million, would you sell the company? And I would say, probably not. Just because, for me, if I had that money, what would I do? Like, what, you just go on vacation? You know, I think that finding purpose is something that is incredibly important, and being able to wake up every day and have something that you're excited about working towards and excited about building is incredibly important to have. So without that, I would feel, I don't know, it's just something that I need to have. So I enjoy having BridgeMind. I enjoy the direction that it's headed. So I probably wouldn't sell the company, to answer that question. I pay $200 a month for Claude. And remember, guys, we haven't launched BridgeCoin yet. BridgeCoin is going to be the first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency. We did launch a coin to address the scams and to also enter the crypto space in a reliable way, in a credible way. If you guys saw the stream yesterday, I literally burned $105,000 in crypto tokens live on stream. I incinerated them, which is a way of basically giving your tokens away and, like, burning them so that you don't have access to them, right? So I did that live on stream, and I think that that is another testament to the fact that it's not about money, it's about the mission. And I am passionate about crypto, but yeah, I can't have a bunch of people like, hey, BridgeCoin was going to be something that I knew that we were going to do, and I knew that we were going to have as part of one of our projects in this mission. But, you know, I can't, you know, do that if we've got a bunch of scam tokens that are launching and people. So we had to step into the space, and we did it yesterday, and we did it in a credible, reliable way that is trustworthy and with integrity. As you guys know, like, you know, we burned all of our tokens, literally $105,000. So that says something. I think it should. But we are going to be building the world's first fully vibe-coded cryptocurrency later on this year, and I'm very excited to do that. If you go to our roadmap, you will be able to see that, which we're about to actually deploy that here soon. So, all right, let's see. Sync the token with cache if you want to validate, rebuild, and run the desktop app, then log in back. Okay. Would you write a handoff prompt back to Claude Code? All right, so we're gonna write a handoff prompt back to Claude Code. This one here is working on this. What is my streaming setup? What do you mean, just the computer or what? SMR, I like that, yeah. I use Whisperflow for voice to text, but we are transitioning this to Bridge Voice. This is a product in our vibe coding suite that's going to be releasing next month. It's going to be cheaper and more reliable and faster than Whisperflow. Abhinav, thank you. Yes, you're right. Okay. All right, here's the handoff prompts. All right, so we're gonna go back over to Warp here. This is the handoff prompt from Codex. I now want you to rebuild the app so that I can test this. All right, so a couple people are asking, they're saying that they're new here. What is your app for? What are you building in a nutshell? So right now, we are building a suite of projects and products that are branded BridgeMind. So check this out. So on our roadmap here, you're going to be able to see, and it's actually about to be live on the website. Let me see this here. It's not live yet, but it's about to be live. Let's go over here, but check this out. So you can go down here soon to the roadmap, and here's our product roadmaps. We have Bridge MCP, BridgeCode, Bridge Space, Bridge Voice, and Bridge Coin. These are all things that are going to be launching in 2026. And what you're gonna be able to do is under one subscription, you're gonna have access to a suite of vibe coding products, so that instead of having all of these different subscriptions, all these different products that you're using, it's just gonna be one subscription, and we're gonna completely replace our vibe coding suite with BridgeMind products. All right, let's see, is this one done yet? Let's go back to Bridge Space here. This one is not done yet. This one's still working, and then it's gonna merge to master. Perfect. All right, this one's almost done. This one's still working. All right, guys, let's move the desk up. Let's get the energy flowing. And let's knock out some more push-ups. Let's go. If you guys haven't already done the push-ups with me, what are you doing? Come on. I'm at 485. We're about to break 500 push-ups on the day. Let's get it. All right, let's go. We just broke 500. Yeah, I saw the Cerebrus OpenAI partnership. Alright. Let's test it. Let's see if this worked. Okay. Yes, I want you to start implementing the fixes. Whisper flow is slow. I want you to review the project in depth and probe for security vulnerabilities. The 36 revenue is legit. A lot of people are asking about it. I've explained it multiple times. I'm going to add a command for it so I don't have to keep repeating myself. All right. All right, perfect. Okay, so a couple people are asking, how did I make the login voice animations? I used AI. Yeah, so I just prompted it and it was able to do it in one shot. Not bad. NS, let's go. Also, guys, just as a reminder, we have the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet right now. If you guys haven't already joined BridgeMind, I highly suggest you do. There's a link pinned in the chat as well as in the description down below. I usually like to hang out and co-working every morning. I'll probably be hanging out in there tomorrow morning. So if you guys haven't already joined the Discord, make sure you do so. Let's go. Is anybody else having issues with Opus 4.5 being a little bit slow right now? Somebody asked, can I quickly explain my workspace and my thoughts on OpenCode? Yeah, so OpenCode, it's all right. I think that it's great. My workspace, so this is BridgeSpace. You're able to launch a bunch of terminals for CI tools, and we have BridgeCode. So BridgeCode is a fork of OpenCode with additional features built on top of it to integrate into the BridgeMind ecosystem. So here's BridgeCode, and for example, I can just quickly launch, a couple instances of it. Okay. Yeah, I'll add a command for revenue by tomorrow's stream, by the next stream. Yeah, 100% Abhinav. All right, perfect. Charles Music said, love the vibe of this channel. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Looks good. Alright, cool. Alright, what time is it? 2:22. Alright, I do have a meeting at 2:30 p.m., so I am going to have to jump off here, guys. Lots of progress made today. We'll be able to deploy this update to BridgeMind, the website, BridgeMind.ai. If you guys haven't already seen, we have officially rescheduled the Vibeathon, so it's going to stem from February 1st to February 14th. There's a $5,000 prize pool. First place will get $2,500, second place $1,500, and third place $1,000, and this will be voted by the community. If you guys haven't already liked or subscribed, make sure you do so. And if you haven't joined the Discord, there's a link in the description as well as pinned in the chat if you're watching the stream. But with that being said, guys, I will be back here soon. There should be a video coming out tomorrow and probably a stream tomorrow. I'm usually live every single day. So with that being said, everyone have a great rest of your day, and let's go. I will see you guys in the future.